Good morning, this is KELOLAND On the Go, with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
One teenager has been arrested after shots were fired at a gathering in Pennington County early Sunday morning. According to the Pennington County Sheriff's Office, someone called to report gunshots near a residence on West Highway 44 at 1 a.m.
Officials say a group of teenagers fled the area when police arrived, but were detained shortly after. There were no reported injuries and there is no threat to the public.
The Deadwood Fire Department found a car at the bottom of a creek on a hillside. Take a look at the photos they posted on their Facebook page.
Officials say around 9 Saturday night, they were called to a power line that was down around the Broken Boot area when they found the car nearly flipped upside down.
When responders went to check it out, no one was inside the car, and they say the driver was able to get out on their own prior to their arrival.
Florida residents are looking to pick up the pieces after Hurricane Milton made landfall Wednesday night. Former longtime KELOLAND anchor Steve Hemmingson currently lives in Englewood and had minimal damage to his home.
Deborah Atkinson, who has done voice work for KELOLAND for 13 years, has learned of damage to her home and shed in Sarasota.
We're not completely out of the woods yet because my vehicle was parked in long-term parking at the Tampa St. Pete Airport. I understand there was no flooding there, but we don't know the status.
Hemmingson also reported boats stranded in the streets as well as damaged vehicles. Now let's head over to the KELOLAND Live Doppler HD Storm Center to get a check on this morning's weather.
All right, excuse me. Good morning, Dan. Good morning, everybody. Temperatures this morning in the 20s and 30s, and that's where I do want to start with our lowest temperatures from this morning. As you do see, Sioux Falls fell to 31, 28 in Mitchell, 25 in Aberdeen, 29 in Huron, 26 in Brookings, and Pierre fell to 28. Well, we'll try to warm to the 50s today. We do have that going across eastern KELOLAND, 60s to near 70-degree weather in central and western South Dakota. Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. We are just 1 week away from the voter registration deadline in South Dakota. If you want to vote in November election and are not registered, you have until Monday, October 21st to do so.
You can print a registration form from the Secretary of State's website, fill it out, and submit it to your local county auditor's office. You can also register at a driver's license station or at a city finance office.
South Dakota law does not allow you to submit your voter registration form through an email or fax. In order to register to vote, you need to be a U.S. citizen, a resident of South Dakota, be at least 18 years old, and not currently serving a sentence for a felony conviction.
Rapid City is continuing their annual candy drive for the Knollwood community, and this year they have partnered up with Journey On to also accept costumes for kids in need. The costumes can be new or gently used and will be handed out in the Knollwood community to help make sure every child has a chance to celebrate Halloween.
Another partner for this event is Renewal MB Church in the area, which hosts the annual Trunk or Treat.
Well, the city's support is a beautiful thing, and it's very valuable. Everyone in the community has the opportunity to make a real difference here in this neighborhood and bring some joy, and it's well needed.
Those interested in donating either candy or costumes can stop by City Hall in downtown Rapid City through the next 2 weeks.
People in Sioux Falls will gather today to celebrate Native Americans Day. A parade begins at 11 a.m. at 13th and Phillips outside of our studio in downtown Sioux Falls.
The parade will go north down Phillips to Falls Park for Wachipi at 1 p.m. and you can watch a live stream of the parade on our website.
You can find out about Native Americans Day activities across South Dakota in a KELOLAND.com original by our Michael Dorn online right now.
That's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, our weather update today is starting off plenty chilly and into the 50s this afternoon for Sioux Falls. So that's several degrees below the normals for this time of the year. We'll pick up some 60-degree weather, central KELOLAND, Pierre, Chamberlain. Then we go west of there, and then we'll find a few 70s. Meanwhile, the clouds are plenty thick in Minnesota. Tough to just get to 50 today in parts of west central Minnesota. So we're definitely getting a big dose of fall-like weather. Tonight, high pressure is coming on in, and the assumption is we'll clear out some of these clouds in the east and we're going to fall off. Look at those lows tomorrow morning, a mixed bag of mid-20s to low 30s. So again, those frost and freeze conditions will be out there. We've had our freeze warnings, so that pretty much is going to be it for the official headlines. Then tomorrow, high pressure center starts pulling away. The wind returns to the south in Rapid City. That'll start in the Black Hills, and then that wind forecast will start expanding farther east on Wednesday. And as that happens, the temperature will begin to rise, and we'll see temps likely at least in the 70s by midweek. I would not be surprised if we start getting some 80-degree weather ahead of this next cold front. Keep in mind, with all the conditions out there, the dry air, dry ground, it all adds up. There's Wednesday morning, for an example. See your south wind moving right out of the heart of Nebraska. And then that windy forecast, I think, expands towards Sioux Falls on Thursday. So the front, that's the front that gives us a chance of rain. Will it rain? Well, if it does, it's going to be scattered activity. Looks like on the backside of that, starting on Friday in the Black Hills and into Saturday, Sioux Falls could get some rain. We'll keep watching it. 59 today, Mitchell, your KELOLAND Live Doppler HD forecast. Low 50s in northeastern South Dakota. Your 7-day outlook, we're looking at low 60s on Wednesday. Then 70s are likely Thursday, Friday. I think there's some room to grow on those numbers on Friday in Sioux Falls, in particular if that rain chance depending on where that sits. And, of course, the timing on that front, too, if that slows down at all, that's even going to aid our warming in the southeast. Now, Aberdeen right now, we've got the front close enough to you on Friday to cut the high back in the mid-60s. It's not a bad weekend, though. I still think overall we'll have fair conditions, certainly not looking at anything drastically colder with that system. And then for Pierre, let's see where we end up on Thursday. I'll be curious to see if those 80, like 80 on the dot, becomes more like 85 to 87. There's some room for that to grow. And then Friday is a 30% chance of rain. I want to stick with some chances also through the Black Hills, and cooling down on Friday in western South Dakota, back in the 50s for at least a day, and then some 60s this weekend. More details online at KELOLAND.com.